Hello again. This is video number 5 about teaching unplugged. And now let's see activities for anos finais. I selected activities thinking about games, okay? Games offer a natural context for communication between learners. They motivate them because they are able to speak more freely. Yes, they provide repeated practice. And also, I think we can have this educational value, yeah, that goes beyond our lessons. They can teach learners about the nature of cooperation, respect, um, the value of winning and losing. Um, so we can also encourage the development of reasoning process, because sometimes they require strategies. And also because of just the sake of it's fun. Everybody likes playing games. Okay. I selected here the ones that I like, that I have already tried in my classrooms with teenagers. Okay. One that I like is board. They are board games. Yes, board games. They are easy to be found on the internet. You can find something already done like this and just print and focus on a specific structure or vocabulary. This one, for example, is for conditionals. The first conditional. Yes. What's interesting is that the language that we have also to develop for board games. Yeah, so it's your turn, roll the dice, um, you missed your turn, or something like this. You can have board games, yes, like a template, fix it for you. Okay, so this one has got numbers. You can also develop the numbers, so the task. Yes, so you can produce this task by yourself, or you can ask the students to produce. So number one, so what's the structure? Could be they can create the sentences. Again, if it's grammar, complete the gaps, or if it's something more communicative, they have to say it aloud to the group. They have to tell something, okay? Or you can really give them another template that's is easy to be found in the internet. Yeah, so you select the board game and give it to them, and they produce it totally. Yeah, so they have really to write down. They have to write down the mise a turn, the start, finish, and then after producing it, they play it. And also, as you can, groups play different board games. It's very good for recapping vocabulary, for example. Yes. Another version of board games are dominoes. This is something that you can also find on the internet, the template. So you can produce your own, and then you cut out and just explain to them how to play dominoes. Or you can give this template to the students and they have to create. This can be broken sentences, yes, or anything that you'd like to work on. Okay, just words, yes, depending on the level. Okay. Trivia questions, yes, so you can bring to them questions, and in groups they have to ask and answer. Can be whole group or can be different groups, and then you teacher just monitor all the groups. Trivia questions can be like 10 questions, 20 questions. So if again I am, I don't know, an animal, so they have to make 10 questions, 20 questions to guess which animal I am. Yes, or they have to make questions involving the context they have in the book, to like a quiz. Yeah. Hangman, I think, is the traditional game that everybody knows how to play it. It's good for checking spelling and revising vocabulary or even introducing vocabulary. Mega Hangman is a different version in which you write on the board, the dashes, but all of them, all the words that you want. So, for example, if I am teaching, I don't know, if the vocabulary are adjectives, okay? So I write all the adjectives there. And what we need is to have different colors, okay? So if you use chalks, you need to have different chalks. If you use markers, you need to have different markers. And then each group needs to say letters, okay? And then if I have 3 groups, so the pink group say a letter, as for example, they say letter A. So then you have to write all the letter A's for all the words that you have. The next group, they have to say another letter. So letter M, and then you write all the M's, okay, for all the words. So sometimes they don't score a lot of points because there was just one letter M, yes, in all the words. So they need to talk and develop strategies, yes. The winner actually is when you finish, yes, when they find out all the words, actually the winner is the one who has more letters, okay? And then you count, yes, because you use the different colors, and then you count how many letters they use it, okay? They like them a lot. After that, you can refer to the words, check vocabulary, ask them to make sentences, and so on. Tic-tac-toe is another one that's traditional. Yes, we usually use knots and crosses, and they have to get 3 yes, in a row. Yes. What I use are, again, words, for example, adjectives. Yeah? So you can give this board, this, not board, but the chart of the tic-tac-toe, the adjectives there, and then in groups, they have to choose one, and they have to make a sentence. If they use it correctly, they score the point. You can do like this, teacher students as a competition group, next to half of the class, or you can make them in pairs, right? So they produce their own chart, or they copy the chart that you have, the ideas that you have, but they play in pairs, for example. Yeah, so they have to complete sentences, really, so be creative. You can use the structure and the vocabulary, any that you are working with. Something that involves more energy, yeah, so sometimes it's necessary when teaching teenagers. Hot seat is, or true or false, or right and wrong, but hot seat would be you place a chair or a desk at the front of the classroom. You can put as a piece of paper that is right, for example, true, and another one that is false, and then you glue on the desk, and then you can say a sentence and ask them to run and sit on the correct chair, right? So can be after a reading passage, for example. Yes? After reading the text, they have to do the true or false exercise. So instead of doing the exercise in the book, you can put them into lines, yes, and then you say the sentence. Yes? So if the sentence is true, according to the text, they have to sit on the desk that they have the true. And then it's a competition, and the first one who sits scores the point for their team. Or if it involves a lot of running, you think this is really can be a problem, or you don't have that space in the classroom. Yes, you can put on the wall just true and false. So if it's true, move to the right because it's the true. If it's false, move to the left. The same as if it's right, if it's wrong. Yes. Erica, I don't have this space in my classroom to move the students. You can ask them to sit down, stand up. So if it's true, stand up. If it's false, sit down, or something like this. But it's a movement, yes, and they like it. Okay. Do you like your neighbor is similar to Dança das Cadeiras, né? So you have to ask them to sit in a circle, but one student shouldn't have a chair or a desk, and it should be in the middle. This person in the middle chooses a person that is sitting down and asks, do you like your neighbors? Then they have to look to their neighbors, the ones who are sitting next to them. And if they answer yes, everybody should stand up and change places. And this person who is in the middle, who has asked the question, has to sit down. Okay, so there is always one student missing, as without a chair in the middle. And then this person should answer a task that's to be done or something like that. So again, use your creativity. You show a grammar exercise, complete the sentence, or somebody asks the person a question and he has to answer, anything like this. If the person asks, do you like your neighbors? And then I look at my neighbors and I say no, the person has to ask, who do you like then? And then this person choose other two students. Then only the four students, the ones that are the neighbors, and the other two that this student chose, change places. Okay. They like it a lot. Is really energetic, makes a lot of noise. But you can use it in situations that you think that you need this dynamicness, or I don't know, if you develop weeks of like it's Children's Day and we are celebrating. So this week we want to have this kind of more energetic activities. Running dictation is one that they like a lot. You can put the students in pairs, and you put outside the classroom something. And so student A, student B, the student A should go outside the classroom, look, read, come back to the classroom and dictate to the student. Yes. There might be variation of structure and vocabulary. You use as you wish. Yes. Remember also to change turns. So the student B also do this. Yes. Goes outside and comes back and dictate. One that I like a lot is using, for example, when we have to teach reported speech, for example. So imagine that John is outside and that you're talking to John, and you have to come back to the class and tell the student what John said. Yes. And then outside you have the questions, yes, direct questions. And then when they come back, they have to report the questions. And who is in the classroom has to take notes. Yeah. Or any other, really a text, put a text outside. They have to memorize and come back and dictate this text. Find someone who is the traditional one and that is really unlimited possibilities here for vocabulary and structure. Yeah? So if you are talking about free time activities, so find somebody who play a musical instrument in their free time, go to the gym, travel with the family, go to a restaurant. So they have to walk around the class, ask the questions, and complete the questionnaire. Yes. So a lot of dynamic activities, so a lot of games. So I think sometimes when teaching teenagers, they may say, I know I don't want to stand up and go around the class. Yes. But I think we need to insist because they do like. And then we, again, get them involved, get them engaged. Yes, and then they have fun. I think this is really important. Okay, I hope you like all of them and that you can use them in your classroom as soon as possible. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.